Okay, so in our recent live session, we were looking at some progressions to worship songs, and then we looked at passing notes, right? But after the session, I went back to watch the video, and I realized that at some point in the video where I was making some important statements, because of bad networks, we weren't able to get those informations well. So that's why I've decided to make this backup video for that lesson, because passing notes is a very important topic. So if you are new to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button and click on the like button. There's more educative stuff coming up. And if you are also my returning subscriber, God bless you and thanks for all the encouragement. And as always, please let me know where you are watching from. Okay, so let's get into the lesson. How to create passing notes. So this is how passing notes come about. When, for instance, you are moving to any notes in a progression, you are playing a particular progression and you have a target note. What other notes can you play before the target note, right? So anytime you are heading to a particular note, the first good passing note is the fifth. Okay, the fifth of that particular note. We are playing a progression and we are heading towards so, right? So the first thing you can look at when you want to play a passing note is the fifth. This is where you find the fifth of every note. So this, we are playing in key A, so this is our 5, our so. So the fifth of so is this note, re, right? So that's the fifth of so. The octave of this fifth is also the same thing. So this is your target note, right? So the fifth right here, or the heavy one, most of the times I prefer the heavy one. Okay, it applies to every other note, right? So if you are going to a fa, you can play the do up here before you go to the fa. Another great way is playing any of the surrounding notes of the target note, right? So for instance, if you are going to a fa, you want a note that can lead you to the fa, you can play any of the surrounding notes. Yes, remember we've done the fifth, right? So any of the surrounding notes on that same string. So this is our fa. So to the left, my left of that note is mi. So we can do mi before we go to fa, right? Or we can do so before we come to the fa, or we can do fi before we come to the fa, right? So let's assume we are on do and we want to go to a fa. So this is our progression: do, fa. We can do this: do, mi, fa, right? Or do, so, fa, or do, fi, fa, right? So it depends on the situation, the circumstance. Okay, so practicing this often will give you a broad idea, right? The choice of notes comes about through frequent practice. And the same thing applies to maybe if you are going to a so, you can play any of the surrounding notes on the same string. So now let's use our reference song. Okay, then let's try to apply what we have learned so far. So let's learn the progression of the song first. Okay, so we have we bow down and worship Yahweh. So let's take this part. Okay, so what I'm playing is 1, 2, go. We do and fa, ya, do, right? Okay, so let's try to fix passing notes here before we move to the next section of the song. Okay, so we do. So we are heading to a fa. So what notes work? Any of the surrounding notes work. So let's start with mi, right? Let's start with the mi, right? So we bow down and worship, right? Yahweh do, right? So I feel from the fa to the do, we can still place a passing note there because it feels empty. Let's see. We bow down and worship. No notes, then straight to do. Yahweh, we can still place a note before we go to the do. So remember, the fifth works or any of the surrounding notes. Okay, so let's start with the fifth of the so to lead us to the do. The fifth of the do, right, to lead us to the do. Okay, the fifth of the do is so. So we do ra mi fa and worship. So let's apply the so. Yahweh. So it sounds very nice. So what we did was we used a played so as a passing note to the do. Now instead of the so, let's use another note, right? Like the T, which is close to the do, right? T is on the immediate left of the do. This is do, this is T. So let's use this T as a passing note. Okay, so we bow down and worship. Let's play T, do, T, Yahweh. It works very fine, right? So far we've been able to create this nice passing notes, and we've been able to add these beautiful passing notes to our progression, which was just do and fa. All right, so let's move to the next section, which says Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. So they're saying that I think twice and then back to, okay, so this is the progression. Ya so, ya fa, ya do. Right. All right, so let's fix passing notes in there. Okay, so ya to the so. So what notes work for the so before we go to the so? What notes can we play before we go to the so? Remember, our fifth is available and the surrounding notes are there. Okay, so let's try the fifth, which is re. Okay, so Yahweh. Right, so we're about to move to so let's play re. Yahweh. Right, so the so works very fine. Hey, did I say so? The re. Yahweh, Yahweh. Right, okay, so let's find another note. Okay, let's try the fi over here, which is close to the so. Okay, so now Yahweh, which also works very fine, right? So let's say we bow down and worship Yahweh, Yahweh. The fi works. Okay, so you realize that any notes surrounding the target note works fine. Yeah, but it depends on choosing the right one. Sometimes the melodies are some way. So with constant practice, you will be able to really get these things. Okay, so you just have to practice constantly with several songs. Okay, so another way to move to the so is our la is also here, right? So we and worship Yahweh. So we're about to move to the so Yahweh. So the la works fine. Yeah, so in this instance anyone works. Re works, fi works, even fa will work. Fa so will even work, right? And then even la. Okay, so from there, so the next note in the progression is fa. Yahweh. Remember when we were moving to the fa, we did mi, so we can do mi. So Yahweh, Yahweh. Right, I did mi fa. The do will also work. So Yahweh, Yahweh. Right, so either of them works. Okay, so Yahweh, Yahweh. Even the fi which is to the right of the fa works fine. So Yahweh, Yahweh, then Yahweh. So I was heading to a so, the do, and I decided to play the so Yahweh. Right, yes. So it's very, very simple. Okay, so I hope you've gotten it so far. So thank you for joining me in this lesson. If you enjoyed it, kindly click on the like button, and also see you in our next lesson. God bless you. Bye.